I could literally just lie here all day. Hello, everybody. Okay, so today I'm gonna go through my top 6 most inspirational books that I've read thus far. And so I've written a little list. A couple of the books I don't have here, but I can mention them, and I've just let them out because they're just that good. Okay, so the first book that I wanted to talk about, which is my top one that I did say in my 50 facts about me, I must have, because, or did I? I can't remember. But so my top book that I've ever read, that I've read about 1,000 times, slash that's over exaggeration, I've read it 7 times, is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. If anyone knows the correct pronunciation, holla at your girl. This book, sorry, I'm wearing my track pants. The book, maybe I can put a picture of it over here, or maybe over here. The book is actually a fictional novel. It's more like quite a small novel, and it's one of those ones with the like real underlying theme. That's why every time I read it I get something new from it. So I feel like I'm repeating myself, so I've obviously said this in another vlog, but if you haven't seen it, then the book kind of, I get something different from it every time. So I read it kind of when I'm going through different journeys in my life, I suppose, like, or down like different paths. My next book is by Oprah Winfrey. If you don't like Oprah Winfrey, I don't think we can be friends. This book is called What I Know for Sure, and my granny Denise bought this for me, who knows when, I think like a few years ago for my birthday or Christmas. And it's kind of like lots of little lessons that she's learnt during life and stories behind them. So it's one of those ones where you can kind of flick to any page and read it, or you can read it back to front. I read it back to front. You can read it front to back, or you can read it, whatever, you know what I mean. But I read it front to back and I absolutely loved it. You can tell it's much loved because it's got coffee stains all over it. And I'll just read you on the back. It says, I know for sure your journey begins with a choice to get up, step out and live fully. What else can I say really? It's Oprah. Anything Oprah does is fantastic. Oh my gosh, I can't get comfy. Okay, my next book that I will talk about, which was kind of like a life-changing pivot in my life when I read this. It's Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. So when I read this, it's quite inspirational to kind of get off your butt and like go chase your dreams and kind of follow your instincts. The back just says, Elizabeth is in her 30s, settled in a large house with a husband who wants to start a family, but she doesn't want any of it. A bitter divorce and a rebound fling later, Elizabeth emerges battered yet determined to find what she's been missing. So begins her quest in Rome. She indulges herself and gains nearly 2 stone. In India, she finds enlightenment through scrubbing temple floors. Finally, in Bali, a toothless medicine man reveals a new path to peace, leaving her ready to love again. So, yeah, this one was so amazing. And when I try to think back to where my life took quite a big turn, was when I read this book. The next book I want to talk about, kind of not really for everyone, but for people who have a little bit more of an open mind. This one's called The Light Between Us. It is by Laura Lynn Jackson. So this is lots of different stories. Laura Lynn Jackson's like a psychic, I suppose you call it, a psychic medium, and she talks to people from the other side. So it's lots of stories about how, like, it's lots of stories from people she's talked to from the other side and connecting them back with their loved ones and giving them lessons. So it just says, Laura Lynn Jackson is a psychic medium who has been receiving communications from the afterlife since she was a child. In The Light Between Us, she tells us how she struggled with her abilities for many years until she finally found peace through a scientific understanding of her gift and realized how she could use it to help people come to terms with loss. Sorry, I'm really terrible at reading aloud. Using some of the moving and uplifting stories of the people she has helped, Laura Lynn shares her knowledge of how to understand the messages of love sent from the afterlife and how we can use those lessons to help us live more peacefully in the present. It kind of, like, everyone has different opinions, and I think if you've got a bit of an open mind, this was a really good read and kind of put my mind at ease about worrying what happens when I die. Is that like really too deep? The next book, which I'm still not finished, and I've already mentioned this, is A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Now, I've actually been trying to read this. This is my third time, and this time I downloaded the audiobook. So what I've been doing is when I'm on the bus to work, I'll put my headphones in and I'll read along with the audiobook, kind of because otherwise I find it quite hard to, a little bit hard to grasp, but it's one of those ones I really want to read. It just says, awakening to your life's purpose. I'll read the back. When faced with a radical crisis, when the old ways of being in the world, of interacting with each other and with the realm of nature doesn't work anymore, when survival is threatened by seemingly insurmountable problems, an individual human or a species will either die or become extinct or rise above the limitations of their condition through an evolutionary leap. This is the state of humanity now, and this is its challenge. This book's main purpose is not to add new information or beliefs to your mind or to try to convince you of anything, but to bring about a shift in consciousness, that is to say, to awaken. This book is about you. So if you want something that is going to really push you to think, it's going to really make you question life, it certainly makes me question life, it makes me question myself, it makes me question the intentions of every move that I make. I absolutely love this book. I'm still not finished yet. I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I think the audiobook is 9 hours, and I thought I would be done by now, but it seems that I'm taking a lot longer than I thought, and I still have like 3 more books left to read that I haven't even picked up yet that I own. The last book that I don't have with me, because I did lend this one out, also is called Light is the New Black. It's by Rebecca Campbell, if I remember correctly. I can put a picture of it here. My dad bought this for me. Now, I don't even know how my dad managed to pick out such an amazing and life-changing book for me, but it's kind of all about light work, seeing the positives, and kind of working with your own energies to create a happier and lighter life. I should really have gotten the back description for you. Let's just... Okay, so it looks like, oh my, that's not gonna work. Just kidding. So Light is the New Black, it says, the title is Light is the New Black, a guide to answering your soul's calling and working your light. It says, follow what lights you up and you will light up the world. Light is the New Black is a guidebook for a new breed of women who are here to bring lights in the world. Modern day light workers who agreed to be here at this time in history. In order to thrive in this new age, we must do everything we must do. Be an authentic expression of who we truly are. Light is the New Black will guide you back home to your callings of your soul so that you can light up the world with your presence. I suppose like all of these books are quite heavy for someone who doesn't have a very open mind, but these are the books that I absolutely love and what have been extremely life-changing for me. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'll try to leave links to every book that I mentioned down below if I can find them. But thank you guys so much for watching.